Will Washington and Oregon start requiring homeowners to install residential solar on their roof? The answer might surprise you. It's no secret that Washington and Oregon hope to become leaders in renewable energy, and that's a good thing. But just how far will they go to accomplish that goal? Will they actually require you to put solar on your roof? It's time for a history lesson in high speed. In the 1960s and 70s, the U.S. was facing a garbage crisis because in 1957, Standard Oil of Indiana and Phillips Petroleum developed HDPE, or plastic milk containers. In 1960, the first disposable razor was sold. In 1961, bread was bagged in polyethylene rather than the wax paper that it was traditionally wrapped in. And in 1963, the aluminum beverage can was created. Like never before, our landfills started to be stuffed with materials that just didn't break down. Space was running out fast. In response to this, cities and municipalities offered incentives for citizens to recycle and sort their own trash. You see, they didn't have automated sorting facilities yet, so they needed each family to pick through their own garbage and sort the recyclable materials out by hand. It was a dirty job that some people were okay to do as long as they were being incentivized. As the years moved on and recycling centers could do commingled recycling, the incentives gradually went away and recycling became mandatory in most cities. In fact, and maybe you haven't thought about it much, but we used to be paid to recycle. Now, in some cities, it's possible for your recycling activity to be tracked through RFID tags installed directly into the bin, and you could be penalized if you don't use your bin enough. History lesson over. Solar is following the same predictable and historical pattern all across the West Coast. Already, California is requiring new homes to be built with solar, and Oregon is requiring energy scores on all homes that go up for sale. And Oregon's got big plans to go all renewable energy as soon as possible. Washington wants to be 100% renewable energy by 2045. Residents are rumored to see huge rate hikes in the meantime to pay for all of these commercial-scale renewable energy upgrades. So even if you don't go solar yourself, you might still end up paying for it. You see, utility companies are losing revenue, and they're trying to get more money in the door in lots of creative ways that just aren't great for you. For example, California residents without solar are starting to see a solar surcharge appearing on their bill. The utility providers call it rate balancing, but at the end of the day, families without solar are paying for the utility company's lost revenue. Utility providers all along the West Coast are now shifting to time-of-use billing as another strategy. Essentially, between the hours of 11 a.m. and 6 p.m., the utility rates are going up when electricity demand is at its highest. However, solar owners are avoiding the worst of this since those are the hours of the day when solar is performing at its best and generating lots of free energy. Lastly, in a mad dash to recoup lost revenue, the utility companies are moving toward tiered billing, where families can be faced with paying 400% more than their neighbors based on their electricity usage. Make no mistake, we've been living in the incentive period, but that's all about to go away. In fact, the 30% federal tax incentive expires at the end of this calendar year. Soon, all the incentives will be gone, and history shows that penalties likely won't be far behind. Because of the information you've just seen and the trackable trends in California, Oregonians and Washingtonians are turning to solar now while they can still get the full federal credit, and they're insulating themselves from future rate increases. Act now, because rate hikes and penalties are on the horizon.